Good morning, OMFL and a One Pride Nation. It is Sunday, January 5th. Hope everybody's having a good day. And here's another episode of Tim's Take. Ah, Lion Nation, One Pride. We made an appearance in the playoffs, and as you can see by the bracket, we got quickly exited in the playoffs. We're losing 31-10 to the New York Giants. Um, I mentioned on the last Tim Take that the game worried me because of the fact that we um, played each other recently. He got to see what he did right and what he did wrong and make the adjustments. And could we adjust and hold on the same way? The first game, we held Josh Jacobs to 10 carries and I believe 15 yards. We anticipated we weren't going to get so lucky this time around. We let Stephen Raymond in the first game get 3 interceptions, so the focus was obviously not to let him get that many interceptions. He gave us a ton of interceptions. We figured that he would take better care of the ball. We had to establish a running game more, and we had to play outstanding defense the way we played the first game in order to advance. Unfortunately, that was not the case. As you can see right here on the offensive yards, 299 to 270, so pretty equal. But the rushing yards, 112 to 51, he led, and the passing yards, 219 to 187. First downs, 20 first downs to 12. Turnovers, 4 from us to 1. And time of possession, 22 minutes to 13 and a half, almost 14. He basically took our game and threw it right back at us. He knew where to attack us defensively, and it made it very difficult to move the ball with any consistency. And we fell down very quickly in the first half, down 24-3. Tried to come back in the third quarter, couldn't carry that momentum into the fourth quarter. So the faithful team at faithful fans at Ford Field left unhappy. Givens was outstanding for him, 16 for 24, 2 touchdowns and a pick for 194. Vargas looked very much like a rookie. His season average for completion percentage was 65%. So it's amazing that in a game like this, he passed for 39%. 13 for 33, 2 interceptions. And it probably could have been more. Rushing, like I said, we're not going to hold Josh Jacobs back. Jacobs 16 for 83 for a touchdown. And our running game was non-existent. We had a few little bit of Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry got a touchdown, but Gibbs disappeared. We could not run with any consistency. And so, unfortunately, that was a factor. What was a unique factor was the game plan entering the game with regards to Steve Raymond, his outstanding defensive back and candidate for Defensive Player of the Year, was that I didn't want to throw the ball to his side. I wanted to focus more on throwing the ball to St. Brown. I wanted to focus on other receivers. Jameson was held to 1 catch for, I think, 18 yards the first game. And a lot of the interceptions were balls thrown to JMO. I did not anticipate to throw to JMO that much. I instead wanted to throw to St. Brown, which St. Brown had a 7 for, I think, 140 the first game, and he could have had more. So I wanted to get St. Brown the ball more, and JMO only if it was way open. Here's where it got weird, though. As you see on the screen, JMO got 5 catches for 140 and St. Brown for 3 for 41. St. Brown is normally sure-handed and doesn't drop catches. He dropped 5 catches this game. An amazing 5 catches. Some of them on critical third downs when we're 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 4, and we need to pick up that first down. And it was a quick curl or a drag to St. Brown and just went off his fingers. So, unfortunately, for that a factor. And I had no choice but to find another receiver that would catch fire. So I looked Jamison Williams' way and found ways that he was beating Raymond, and um, he had a good game. Um, when I lost Deontay Scott, the defensive back for my team, number one CB, I lost my main cover guy that I can trust one-on-one versus somebody's top receiver. Kerryon Arnold does good, but he's not the same. And Bill definitely knows that. That's why Neighbors had 8 catches for 119 and 2 touchdowns. He was able to get him the ball whenever he wanted. And there wasn't much I could do to adjust, to stop. I mean, I could have brought a faster guy, but when you're talking with a beast of a receiver as Neighbors, you want your most physical guy, the guy that's going to stay with him. I could have brought a smaller guy, but what good's that going to do? You mean you're still going to be out physical? So kudos to Bill for attacking my defensive weakness. Jack Campbell, 14 tackles in the game, 5 for a loss. His Brian Burns is always outstanding. 1 sack for Campbell, 1 for Burns, 1 for Dexter Lawrence. And interceptions, Arki. I know I'm butchering that name. Trey Scott and Bruce Ross got a pick. Bruce Ross, also one of my star defensive backs, was midway through the game, was hurt for the rest of the game. So a lot of banged up Lions, just like the real Lions. But next man up, we tried to compete. Unfortunately, we never got back in the game. So hats off to Bill. He played outstanding. His defense, like any one of Bill's teams, was outstanding. And he can compete with anybody. And as you see on the bracket right here, he did. He took out the number 1 seed Dallas Cowboys. So, I got nothing but respect for Bill and the way he's built his team, the way he runs his team, how he is in the community with the OMFL. And I'm pulling for him. Go and beat the juggernaut of the 49ers. Take down the big dog. And represent the NFC in the OMFL Bowl. So, good job to everybody else that's playing. Looks like the playoffs have been outstanding. You got some close games. I watched the Patriots and Titans game. That was a really good game between 2 excellently run owners, as well as whenever the 49ers and Seahawks play each other, you're getting the best of the best in the OMFL. So hats off to some great games. Look like some close games out there. And let's finish the playoffs strong. As for what we have to do going forward, we have to reload. As simple as that. We're going to have some contracts that we have to make some difficult decisions about. We have to get draft the next people up to take over those spots or get free agents. We have to think smart about our money because we're going to have some tough decisions to make. A preview of what's coming up here. Tim Patrick, George, Murky, Baker, Neal, Robertson, Pascal, Henderson, Orizke, Mosley, Cleve Raymond, Mustafar, Bates, Kappa, Hecker, Reeder, Henry, Montgomery, Reeves Maben, McLaughlin, Hobbs, Hopkins. Likely all these people are gone. And some of them hurt more than the others. Some of them are backup players. DJ Reeder there's no way we're going to be able to afford keeping him. Derrick Henry, I'd love to keep him, but when you have an aging running back like this, it may not be in the cards. We're going to see how the offseason goes and see if what adjustments we can make. Bates may be the best kicker in the NFC, but unfortunately, there's no money right now to re-sign him. We might have to attempt to re-sign him in the free agency period. Um, Josh Pascal, another good young player, but hasn't touched on this team. So a lot of big decisions to make. When the tricky part is when we have $45 million of cap space, but the thing to keep in mind when you look at salaries, it's not necessarily which contracts are coming off the books, like a DJ Reader at $12.2 million that we're going to be able to free up and then or spend it somewhere else. I would love to be able to say that, but when you got contracts like St. Brown that jumps up from 13.9 to 33 million, or a Hutchinson that goes from 11.4 to 25.3, even a Brian O'Neill 9.3 to 27 million, or Penny Sewell 8.5 to 22.7 million. These contracts are ballooning up. What happens with the salary cap? That's the part that we're going to have to navigate through and make some important decisions, big decisions that we have to make to improve this team, because the salary is going to go up. And if you look on the preview of what's going on, because you always have to look the next step. Like, am I setting myself, if I sign, let's say, for example, everybody knows I love Derrick Henry. Let's say I wanted to re-sign Derrick Henry and offer him 8-9 million a year to take off the salary cap. Is that killing me to sign the next people up? Because the class after this one is crucial. I got Laporta going to hit free agency. I got Brian Branch. I got to have Jack Campbell's. I have Gibbs hitting it. I have Crowder. I have Deontay Scott. I have Ragnow. I have JMO. And I have Hutchinson. And I have O'Neill. All these people, I have to look on the horizon and figure out how am I going to get the money to afford them. The easiest thing for me when I took over the team, and obvious, is we had the Jared Goff cap situation, where Jared Goff was making a ton of money, and there was no way we were going to keep on to him. The good thing is we locked in Fargas for a very pedestrian rookie contract of 3.8 million, 411, 435, and 464, 4.65. That's what you have to do. You have to find a ways to, like, is that player a necessity or is it a luxury? And that's the way I'm going to be approaching it, because I'd love to keep all of them. And some people, I've had made this discussion with Nightsonger and the Vikings about this. Some can't make those decisions, business decisions, and separate the reality from this game. I got two kids at home, boys that love Jared Goff, and were sad as could be when I told them my plan and my OMFL is to get rid of Goff. I got kids that all wear Sonic and Knuckles shirts with Gibbs and Montgomery. Montgomery's not on my team next season. That's obvious. So you have to make the big decisions to improve the way that you want to run the OMFL team, especially if it's your favorite team. So we're going to pretty much leave it on that. Good luck to everybody the rest of the playoffs, and to those that are competing rebuilding their team. Hopefully you can get the right pieces, put yourself in the right position to make a run. The next rookie of the year is out there and could be on your team. And as you can see, some of the teams, like my team, improved vastly. and won the division. Um, Kobe, I think, was near the bottom of his division last season, and he's vastly improved. So quick turnarounds can happen in this league. I mean, the Rams took over, and the Rams were outstanding this year. You can give them a hats off for a great season that they had. Um, you could quickly turn this around. It's nothing's really impossible. It's making the right decisions for you and your team, even though some of them are hard. One thing I definitely want to mention on my final note, um, I am humbly grateful for um, when I saw my name on the Coach of the Year and the Owner of the Year ballot. Um, I am very thankful for the opportunity to play here, and the fact that I'm recognized as somebody that um, is a good coach, and a great example of what an owner should be in this league, in this community, is mind blowing to me. It's quite an honor. So I'm humbled by that. I appreciate each and every one of you. Um, Good luck to everybody going forward. Um, and the Detroit Lions are going to win tonight. The real Lions are going to disappoint and make Nysunger cry. And we're going to take over the NFC North, the number one seed. So go Lions. Everybody else, peace out.